All right. Hello, everybody out there. My name is Andrew Luck. I'm Ableton certified trainer from Seattle. And at the last Ableton user group meetup, I promised to make a quick tutorial on a different time stretching technique. So, AJ Sorbello, aka Groove One, showed us uh, a technique that he was using that incorporated audio samples. So I'll just show you real quick what he was messing around with. So I'm gonna select a loop here and play this back in a clip. It's funky stretch. It's funky stretch. All right. It's funky stretch. So I'll just zoom in a little bit. It's funky stretch. It's funky. All right. So there's some different uh, warping algorithms over here that we can use, and the technique in which he was using was manipulating the grain size and changing and then stretching the sample out. So I'm gonna just stretch that out to about twice its length. So if you notice, we get some different characteristics there whenever we change the grain size. Let's see, I think the texture might even be a little more cool. So there's some different characteristics, and you can mess around with lots of them. The beat one's kind of crazy. It's got some forward, backward sampling happening. So you can hear that fresh going forwards and backwards, kind of like the setting on sampler itself. Okay, so there's another way to do this, and but before I show you that, um, this has kind of been a pivotal topic or technique because um, there was a way that Goldie did it in, I guess it was in the early 90s with drum and bass, and he kind of claims to have, revolutionized drum and bass and electronic music with this sampling technique. And you can find out more about that here on this YouTube's video, Goldie Invents Time Stretching, which is pretty cool. I'll let you watch that on your own time. But I'll show you how I did it in a technique that I discovered. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to do a couple things. So one, first thing I'll do is bring in an arpeggiator, and I'm going to use the arpeggiator to basically repeat the sample, and then we're going to add a sampler. And in the sampler, so I'm just going to drag our loop in here. And so in the sampler itself, I'm going to use the start point of the sampler to control the playhead. And the arpeggiator is just going to repeat that point in time. And then we're going to automate the position of the sampler here. So if I go to the start and forward back, so next I'll just create a clip here, MIDI clip, and I'll do that. If I hold that down, so whoops. So I'll go here. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit so as not to drive you too crazy. So you can hear it just repeating. Okay, and I'll go back over to our clip here. And so next thing I'm going to do, so I'm just going to... All right, so you can kind of hear it. Okay, so now I'm just going to play around with some settings here. But the first thing I'll do is actually automate this the start point. So I'm just going to create a saw-shaped envelope. So you can see it just moves straight up in time. We could go logarithmic if we add a curve to it. So I'll just undo that. But so we've got it automating we've automated the playhead, and so the playhead drags it between these 2 points in time, and the arpeggiator is repeating the sound. So let's just play around a little bit. Now, depending on the rate and the amount of the sample you're playing back with the gate, you can get some different sort of effects. It's going to sound more gritty or digital, and it's kind of similar to that grain size feature in the warping algorithm of the audio clip itself. So the cool thing about Arpeggiator is it's got some different rhythm settings and swing settings, and it can be a lot of fun. So I'm just going to play around for a minute so you get the idea. Now, another thing you can do is play with the tempo, and then you can resample it into another clip. So let's try slowing down that tempo. So since you're controlling the arpeggiator and the sample or that playhead, you can also MIDI map this, and you can get really hands-on with it, and you can get pretty crazy. So, and at this time we've got like a swing 16. We can start getting some scratch-like effects if we change the pitch, and this can be a lot of fun if you play around with it. So, anyways, that is my sort of manual time stretch technique. Definitely check out the video about Goldie's, and thanks to Groove One, AJ Sorbello, for sharing your quick and dirty way to do it with the clips. All right. See you all next month, probably at the Monkey Loft for the next Ableton user group meeting. Peace.